Hello friends, it's Fal again. Welcome to day 1 of my 100 days of skating. As you can tell, I'm already padded up, excited and ready to go. For today, the camera angle will be slightly nauseating. The GoPro is on my head because I need both hands freed up in case I fall and I need to catch myself, or I need to grab onto something if I'm in trouble. And the focus for today would be purely acclimatizing and getting comfortable with skating on sidewalks and pavements on my own. Prior to this, I've always been practicing it with someone else. Today will be the first time that I am doing long distance on my own, and we'll be exploring the west side. So for the route today, we'll be starting from Bukit Batok Road. We'll turn into Bukit Batok Central, where we'll be linking up to the West Canal PCN network, and it will lead us towards the West Coast area, and we'll finally end our session at Ayer Rajah Food Market. A pretty straightforward route, but not off to a good start. I fell a few times from these orange killer textured tiles on the floor. Now these are meant to warn you when you're too close to the road near pedestrian crossings, and these things are bumpy and it will throw you off, especially if you're not staying low and if you're not alert. And because I fell a few times, my state of mind was not that crisp after that, and my hands were all over the place. So I was in a panicking state for a good 15 minutes during the start of this journey. So as you can tell from this angle here, that this whole stretch of road is an uphill. So it really works the quads. And without proper stretching, which I didn't do, it was quite a shock to the legs. So we're just gonna go ahead and speed this up here, and taking notes that in the future we do have to take some time before practices to stretch, and we'll research some options of stretching methods. So right about now, I'm taking note that I should probably go a little bit slower when I'm crossing the road, especially during cross junctions like this. This is so that the road users can anticipate my movements a lot better when I'm going slower, and predict my movements in case, they are not paying attention. Now right here, you see a lot of manholes or drainages, or whatever you want to call them, on the sidewalks. This is a common sight in Singapore sidewalks, but this is very strange because they're normally like positioned to the right or left side of the sidewalks. These ones are to the center. And you'll also see a lot of construction sites, which is great, right? Because Singapore is always fixing stuff or upgrading stuff, but they do pose a hazard. Now these manholes, you want to try to avoid them because they have a different texture, so you might slip on them, or you might go slower or faster. So they're quite unpredictable. It's best to always move to the side. As you can tell, there's a lot of pedestrians today, a lot of people strolling about. It's a beautiful Saturday. There are also joggers in front of us, so we want to give them the space that they deserve. Personal space. Just be cool, Now right here you can see these manholes. They are always to one side. So in this case, they are positioned to the right. So you find that your left foot is free to move through the gaps, but your right side is striding a lot more than your left. In fact, you're only striding through your right leg. So something to take note in the future, we want to balance out our strides. I think that's always a good practice. So we might want to swap the sides of the roads every now and then, because on the other side of the road, it's mirrored. The positions of those manholes or drainages are mirrored. So instead of your left foot, instead of your right foot striding, it's your left foot. So it balances out for a bit. So that's always good. Yeah, Singapore roads are not the friendliest for rollerblading or cycling on the sidewalk. They are pretty small. We don't have a lane dedicated to inline skating or other forms of movement, so we gotta make do with what we have. These sidewalks are slightly bigger, so this is good. Now you want to be extra careful when you're crossing car park junctions like this, because You don't know when the gantry is coming up, when the cars are coming out, when cars are coming in, so you want to be extra cautious with that. And here we are almost to our first checkpoint where we connect to the park connector, the West Canal Park Connector. So that's the PCN. Now PCNs are wonderful to skate on because they're smooth, they're consistent, and that's what you want. You want the consistency of the road so that you can enjoy striding without, having to focus too much. And I see we have more skaters along with us. Let's try to catch them up. I bet they're going to the park connector as well. And here we go. You can see the PCN sign on the floor there, notifying that we are almost connecting to the PCN. And here is the map. We're going towards the canal, so let's go. As I mentioned, the PCN is smooth and consistent, and it's for everyone. It's for cyclists, it's for scooter kids, it's for skaters, it's for bladers. Now it's not perfect, it's still under construction, and sometimes the walkways have transitions like these where it's just inconvenient, but hey, it's only for a stretch, and for the most part it's all smooth. Now I absolutely love the fact that Singapore is taking the initiative to connect all the PCNs around the country, so that you can literally go from one end to the other just by PCN. So here you can see the other skaters in front of me just now already taking a left turn. I think right about now I took the wrong turn. I went straight ahead and took the right turn. And I found out later on that I went the wrong way, and I tried to turn around. And what's a run without a fall, right? So here we are back again en route. And right here would be the tricky part, because up ahead would be a slope down, a steep slope down. And then to the left is where the skaters are going through. And I'm thinking, I feel brave today, so I'm gonna take the stairs. Just a safer way, And here we are at the entrance of the West Canal Park Connecting Network. This is basically the expressways of networks. As you can tell, it's just a long stretch ahead, so I'm not going to bore you with the details. I'm just going to go ahead and speed this up. There we go. And right now I'm just focusing on my strides and cadence and make sure there's consistency in the way I push and also how I move my hands. Right here we're just gonna be pausing for a while just to appreciate this under the bridge situation. I just love liminal spaces like this. Alright, here we go again. So it's gonna be like this all the way to the West Coast Road section. So I'm just gonna speed this up till then. So here we are at our next checkpoint. This is the spiral bridge that will bring us towards the West Coast section of the PCN network. So it's a long way up to the bridge, and I just have to endure myself to this long slope. Oh, check this guy out, full regalia. As usual, like this video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. I don't like to say smash that like button, smash is gross. And subscribe if you want to follow my journey, and if you do want to follow my journey, make sure you hit that bell to know when I post next. And maybe sometime if you're around the area, join me. Now I know I'm just behind my chair right now, but I can feel that fatigue. Just watching that all over again while editing this video is just exhausting. So now we just have to cross the bridge and continue the journey on the other side. So let's go. So here we are coming down from the bridge. Right about now I overestimated myself and I didn't know how steep the slope was. So I almost hit someone coming up. So that's another thing to take note. Like if you are not comfortable with braking just yet, try just to hold the railings and just know where your limits are. Right now we are on the way towards the west coast part of the park connector. So here we are at the final leg of our journey. This is where the PCN stops being a PCN for a bit and becomes a sidewalk like before. This is the west coast stretch. So I've been conditioned throughout the day to avoid manholes and killer orange tiles. So it's a lot easier for me, and it becomes second nature to look out for these things. So that's great. Now I am extremely exhausted, both mentally and physically. Mentally because I don't have anyone, no companions or partners or friends to look out for the road for me, so I just have to, pay extra attention all on my own. And physically because it's just a really long route, right? And it's a good shock to the body. It's a really good exercise, and I know what to look out for now. There's a lot of work to do. So thank you everyone for joining me for my first day. I'll see you tomorrow.